that Elizabeth Holmes, from my understanding, the company looked pretty cool to me. She got the branding done. She got the logos and everything like that, and the marketing. She was working, getting as much as done as she could at the time for what she was building. It was a startup. People invested, but they said she was taking too long and whatnot, and this, that, and the other, or that she was selling. I don't know. She was active from 2003 to 2018. Oh, she's on bail since she's out. So she's not behind bars, but when you're on bail, you want to feel like sort of you are, sort of, because, well, when you're in jail, you have no opportunity. They won't let you go on a computer. They won't let you use resources. You have no resources in jail. And if you get put back in jail, you're done. You have to use your resources outside when you're on bail immediately. Hop on the computer, pull up the laws, this, that, and the other. Because when you're in there, you're in a jail cell. They don't give you nothing. You request something from the judge, a book. They're not going to pay for a book for you, for your constitution and things. Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But they denied it to me. So when I got out, I knew the harsh reality of, well, I had all these resources in my life that I never used before, and it taught me how important those things were. And I was able to provide the defense that I knew I could, but if I would have never gained bail, I would have never been able to provide a proper defense. So how do you provide a proper defense? Well, you have to prove that you did not violate any law, that you did this or you did that to avoid any violation of that specific law. You always were on the straight and narrow. You have to show that they violated the law and prove it and have them slip up with their words and testimony. Because the human body psychology, no matter how good, which I happen to know a little bit about, certain things you just can't, there's nothing, no matter how much you train yourself, you just cannot beat it. Every human has the certain psychology where they can just pull it out of you, no matter what. So how do you not get it pulled out of you? Just don't do the thing to begin with, and they can't pull it out of you at all. So if you can get it pulled out of those prosecutions or any ones that are causing you to be tried, then that could help your case in reversing the adverse effects of being convicted. Because you will not be convicted if you can prove your innocence. And innocence is something that I've always presumed. My dad was very strict and he taught me. And I had a very hard life. My grandfather had gotten in an electrocution accident. My uncle was deceased. It was all on me. And I just knew that jail wasn't the life for me. I just was too hungry. I just knew there wasn't enough food, so I always avoided things that would end me there. And I wasn't very stupid, and I understood complex things and thinking. And I always listened to the elders and their writings and their teachings, and there was a lot of teachings that said you want to be intellectual and use your abilities. And the more you can use your abilities in this world, the more power that you can create for yourself as a man. I was born a man. M-A-N. And it was a man's world all the way together, no matter what sort of thing. Women were always there and they were held as equals, but at the end of the day, everyone knew the man was just a little bit over the woman when it came to history. There was Adam, then there was Eve. Um, but I understand the woman's perspective. I have a mother, and she's explained it. I've met many women over the years now, and I've learned their side of things, which I didn't understand at all, really. Still don't all the way, but I feel like I can grasp it a little more than I used to. But they are equal in their opportunity as men because they're women. Uh, and that's being a man is living and enjoying life and sort of thriving, but there's only so much space to thrive. So we generally have that, that rule where your home is your abode, and you can live whichever way you personally enjoy within your home. And we became very respectful of others' cultures and religions and things. And my culture and religion had, well, it was some from the country of Germany, and we were big scientists and into science and things. And your culture was blah 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 blah, jumping around and dancing, and I do like that as well. And there's a time for that as well. And we do our chatting online and things. But back to Elizabeth Holmes, is she guilty? I don't know. I'll have to look more into her. Oh, she got convicted for wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud. But guess what? That's the United States of America. They wire fraud is punishable by a heavy amount of time type of thing. There's many different types of wire fraud. I'm not sure what she did exactly, but I'm sure we'll get into it on the specifics. And those specifics are something that uh, is going to be the difference between her being free. But it was a failed blood testing startup, kind of like I had thought. Or maybe it was just transitioning. She's young, ambitious still. Maybe she's tired, so she's lost her ambition for quite a while. I do the same thing. But if she has even the zilch of ambition to continue, I don't know why she'd be stopped in her tracks so quickly. How about a warning? How about a good slap on the wrist? That could be a thing. Nobody knew her name before. Nobody knew Theranos. Like it wasn't even a thing. And how I see it as from an investor perspective, maybe some of our investors have passed and so deceased, and maybe their younger counterparts are still alive. That is investing. Sometimes it comes fast, sometimes it comes more slowly. That it was your sort of your common knowledge agreements when you started an investment or started investing. But sometimes they make investment agreements on an ROI or a return on investment and things like that. But, well, from working from both perspectives, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get your return on the investment. And some of you are far too impatient. And you cause destructions to the economies. But like I said, that slap on the wrist could be a good thing. Maybe she will return money. Maybe the company will take off. It's got the publicity now, and it will continue in the future. It's something solid, enterprising. But what was I going to say quickly? Um, yeah, impatience. Patience is a virtue. It's a big thing.